Hey everybody, BigRigSteve here with BigRigTravels.com. You know, with me being a truck driver, we need a lot of power. With the refrigerator, with the big freezer that I have, rechargeable spotlight, 3 different cell phones, tablet, laptop, a whole bunch of stuff. Life on the road, whether you're a truck driver, whether you go camping just for the weekend, whether it be in a big RV, a tent, whatever the case may be, you definitely need this. This is the VTOMAN Jump 1800 lithium iron phosphate power supply. Lithium iron phosphate is a much safer battery. It has 10 different protections, such as overheating, thermal shutdowns, if it's too cold, too hot, if you're overcharging it, if you're over voltage, under voltage, overheating of the unit. Say you got this in the sun and it's 130 degrees in Arizona. This has a lot of protection built in. This is the 1800, which means it will give you 1800 watts of power with 1548 watt hours. Now you can. This is the main unit. It's a standalone unit. You can, however, get another battery like this, which is like a external second battery. That will jump you up to 3,096 watts of power. 3,000 watts. That's enough to power your household refrigerator, TV, electric blanket, whatever, in case of a power outage during a storm. So that's pretty good. So anyways, let's talk about this. This is one hefty unit. Solid build. It does come in at 38.5 pounds, so it's not exactly light, but it's not something you're going to be moving around, everywhere. You're going to put it somewhere and let it sit on your shelf or in your RV or something like that. Now, you can see all these here, all sorts of different ways for you to charge it and plug it in and use it. We'll talk about those in a minute. These lithium iron phosphate batteries, this unit will allow you to full cycle, which means run it down to 0, charge it back up to 100%, more than 3,000 times. And that's at the low end of the scale. So you get at least 3,000 full cycles. That's quite a bit. We're going to do some testing on what this can and can't do. But first, let's talk about some of these sockets and plugs that we got. Okay, so here's a close-up. First off, let's talk about this. This right here is a socket for your jumper cables. Yes, I said jumper cables. VTOMAN, if you go to their website, they have jumper cables that you can actually plug in here and use your power supply to jump start your vehicle. That external battery we were talking about plugs in right there. These are weather sealed. I like it. Don't have to worry about nothing getting in there. So here's your 3 pure sine wave 110 volt 60 hertz power plugs. With the combination of 3, the whole power supply, you get up to 1,800 watts. That's enough to power quite a bit of stuff, including percolators and microwave ovens and all that stuff. In fact, we're going to do a little microwave oven test here shortly. Okay, so you come over here. Oh, let me show you this first. On your plugs, this is one thing I really like. You see how the display is really dim? That's because, the only thing we have running is this, which is the little light on the USB plug. That's the only thing that's running right now. However, anytime you plug something in, you must turn that section on. You see it outlined. Now, yes, you get a little bit of noise as the fans turn on. We'll talk about the fans here in a minute. But if you look in here, you see exactly what's on. Here your AC is lit up. That means this is activated and ready to go. You don't need it, go ahead and shut it off. See how it disappeared? Now, same thing with your USB. You have 3. I guess we covered it up. Anyways, you got 3 USB 2.4 amp plugs. One of them is being used right now. Down here at the bottom, you have the Quick Charge 3.0 USB. Up here at the top, you have the 2 100-watt USB-Cs. And that's good for our broadcast box and anything else you might need. Supercharge your phone. Both of those. You also here have your 12-volt power plug. Then you have 2 10-amp DC 5521 plugs. Now here, I like this. You have not 1, but 2 ways to charge this. And you could charge with 1. Say you plug your 110 volt. Yeah. Plug your 110 volt in there. Now, you can plug in a second one. You can plug in your 12 volt DC. So you have a second way, solar panels included. I do want to show you. You see how, let's move this out of the way. You see how it's blinking? If it's blinking, that tells you it's charging. I really, really like this informative display. It tells you 97% is the current capacity of the battery. It also tells you how many hours or minutes until it gets a full charge. Now this is in blinking mode. We don't have anything really coming out of it right now. So all of your charging power is going to this. If you see it blinking, that means it's charging. Now, it shows you right here, 161 watts, 155 watts. That's what it's pulling from your plug to charge it. So it tells you everything. We'll do some power tests here in a minute. Okay, so one thing that I do like about this, you get this nice zipper little pouch for your cables. Stick all your cables and cords in there. You do get your couple of USB cables. Give you those. This right here is your charging cable for the 12 volt power plug. So you can charge it while you're driving to your vacation spot. Or like I do, I charge it all day driving a truck. Whether you do one or, remember this is the plugging into the 110 volt house outlet. You plug this in, and you could plug this into your vehicle power supply, you know, power port or whatever. Whether you do one or two simultaneously, the maximum power input, charging input that you could do with this is 200 watts. So, as you can see right now, it's charging at 163 watts. That's not bad. So if you were to say plug in a 100 watt, 200 watt solar panel, it will do another 40, a little bit less than 40 watts. So 200 watts is the most that you could do. But even then, from 0 to 80%, it only takes 6.5 hours. You know, I mean, you're driving all day with your camping, you know, or you charge it through your solar panel while you're hiking or whatever. 6.5 hours is not all that long. When you charge it up, it'll take you longer than 6.5 hours to drain it, you know. So with a wall charger, it takes about 8 hours from 0 to 100%. That's overnight. That's not bad. Like I said, this is 1800 watts. That's quite a bit of power. If you're doing 200 watts worth of solar panels, it'd take about 10 to 12 hours to charge it. So altogether, if you were to plug something in every single socket, you can run 12 devices. Run, charge, whatever. That means your battery operated leaf blowers, battery operated lawnmowers, everything. I mean, you've got 3 AC, you've got 4 USB, you got 2 USB-Cs, high power, quick charge down here, 100 watts up here. You have a lot of power that you can do with this. Now, I'll show you something. This is a big unit. This whole section here is a big fan. And there's one on the other side. And you heard it earlier. When it comes on, it doesn't come on very long. It only comes on for a few seconds. That just keeps all the internals cool. I tell you what, I did a test and held a piece of paper. Now I forgot, I think this is the input. Anyways, and then the other side's the output. It just goes straight through. It was able to hold this card up, which you wouldn't think of anything. But on the other side, the outflow, it literally took the piece of paper and did like that. So it moves some air. It keeps cool. Now, on the back, I'm going to blind you, is a 5-position LED light. Nice ambient lighting. 3 levels of brightness. Strobe. SOS. So if you're camping, mash this button. Actually, if you're camping and you need an SOS, it's not funny, but this will take care of you. All right, so let's go do a microwave test. Okay, so now here's the test. We are going to do the microwave and a hotel coffee maker. First thing we need to do is make sure the AC outlet is. Now, here is a coffee maker, here is the microwave. Okay, so let's start the microwave. Let's start the coffee pot. Okay, hit the brew button. We already added the water, there we go. So now you see it's pulling 573 watts. Okay, we can shut it off. We'll get this right. Okay. All right. Now we're getting ready to brew. 581 watts. Now let's start this microwave. I'm going to zoom you up in here. It's hard to tell, but we're pulling 1,569 watts. But you see that we can run both the coffee maker and the microwave for almost an hour. So see, we have a microwave and a coffee pot going, and we still have a few, 250 watts left. Remember, this can go up to surge up to 3,600 watts or 1,800 watts total at one time. We're not even doing any surging. 1560. You hear the fan kick on. Right. So you see we're back down to 577. We shut the microwave off. But now just the coffee pot. 575 watts. 96% capacity. 2.2 hours. So we could run the coffee pot for 2.2 hours. Okay, now I told you before when we were charging, everything was blinking. We're not charging at all. This is 100% pure battery power. Now it's all solid. So everything you see is outbound. Okay, 578 watts out, 95% of the battery. 2.2 hours is what we could use. And there's our coffee being made. Now that it quit heating, we're down to 3 watts. And of course, if you were to do something running 3 watts, it'll run, this battery supply will run for 99 plus hours. Now the chances of anybody running a microwave and a coffee pot at the same time, how often are you going to do that? Not very often. But I tell you what, you could rest assured this VTOMAN Jump 1800 will take care of it. This will power parts of your house during a power outage. I mean, I don't know what the wattage of a washer and dryer is, but you've got 1800 watts. You see, we just use it on 2 big power supply, or power hungry units. Not a problem. Yes, the fan did come on, but that's just to keep it nice and cool. So anyways, BigRigSteve here. As of the date we're taping this, product review, by the way, talk about product reviews, VTOMAN did give me this product in exchange for an honest review. Honestly, I love this thing. This is one big powerhouse built solid. Love the information display, everything you want to know, and it tells you right there. Handles it a lot. We've actually been testing this for about 2 months in the truck. Runs everything. Runs our massive 95 quart negative 10 degree freezer. Not a problem. So like I was going to say, as of the date of this review being made, Amazon had a $350 rebate or coupon. Don't know if it's still there, but I tell you what, $350 off, that's nothing to sneeze at. Get you one. This is VTOMAN Jump 1800. Remember, jump, because you can jumper your car. And in case you did want to run a microwave and a coffee maker, don't forget, you saw what it did with just this. If you added the optional external battery, man, that's up to 3,600 watts. That's some power. BigRigSteve here. See you later. Thanks for watching.